What is going on, all you troglodytes out there? We're doing another video on Tiermaker because I haven't gotten around to finishing an actual video like the quick build for Rogue that I've been working on for quite a while and never finished. So for this week we're going to be doing another Tiermaker because the last one did pretty well. This time we're looking at the races of 5th edition. Somebody has made one here and it looks like they have incorporated just about everything. There's a few here that I haven't actually seen, so we're going to change F tier to no experience with, because I'm not going to rank something horribly just because I don't know anything about it. So that's what F tier is going to be. And we're basically, again, ranking them on how fun I find them to play, or how fun I've seen people playing them, or how broken their actual like stats are, or how difficult they are to play sometimes. So let's jump right into it. First off, we're going to jump with human and put it in S tier because variant human is insanely broken and insanely fun. Getting a feat at level 1 is awesome. Half elf I know is also very, very good. From what I've heard, I've never played one. From what I've seen, half elf seems to be very fun also and very good. Let's see, let's jump back in here. Khakhra, I've heard, I've never played one again on this, but from what I've seen, they're fun too because of the flying aspect of them that can be very game breaking for dungeon masters, and I'm all for pissing off the dungeon master when I'm not the dungeon master. Asamir or Asamar, I'll go B tier just because I haven't really got to play one. I like the whole angel aspect of it, like fallen angel or just regular angel like lineage. The only one that I've played didn't make it out of the first session because I'm not allowed to play paladins. That's a running occurrence within our group. I've tried twice, both with god tier stats, amazing characters, and neither of them made it out of the first session because I'm not allowed to play lawful good characters with the group that I play with. It just doesn't work out. So they'll go in B tier here. Bugbear I haven't played, but I'll put them in D tier because from what I've heard, it's not very beneficial to play a Bugbear other than for a role-playing aspect. But if you're actually looking at like stat building, and I could be completely wrong, they're actually kind of not very good. Centaur, not seen anybody play, or I didn't even know it was a 5e race. Changeling, I'm going to put in A tier just because the only time I've seen a player play Changeling, I was DMing, and it led to a lot of good role-playing, like world creation within our world because of what he chose. Because I had no idea that was a playable race until he pointed it out to me, and we worked it in, and it's got some cool class like quirks, but it also seems pretty balanced. So we're gonna put it up there in A tier. Dragonborn, B tier. They've got the cool breath weapons, but from any time I've ever played D&D with somebody playing a Dragonborn, they seem to get the whole, well, you're kind around here. So just for the whole they get discriminated against thing being a staple in almost all campaigns, I'll put it B tier because it could be fun to play one, but you're going to have to deal with a bunch of crap. Also, Dwarf, B tier also, I guess. I haven't really played one. I've seen people play hill dwarves and things like that, but again, you don't have a lot of room for interpretation, at least generally, because most people when they play a dwarf, they go to the whole, how are ya? I'm a miner. You know, like this gotta have that accent. You gotta fit those stereotypes and drink a lot of ale. So I'll put them in B tier too, because they kind of get that rap of being like that. Elf, do they have all the elves in one here? It looks like they do. So I guess we'll just put elf B tier because if it was a high elf, I'd put it in F tier or E tier, whatever the bottom tier is, because I don't really care for high elves in any game, anything I've ever played. Don't care for high elves. But if it was like Drow, they've got some awesome war that I really love, and they'd be up at the top. So we'll just kind of keep them towards the middle here and put them in B tier because since they're all lumped together. There's fun races versions. There's some that I don't care for, like high elf. They're just dicks. They're always dicks. Feral tiefling. What's the difference between a feral tiefling and a tiefling? So I don't know the difference. So we're just gonna put feral tieflings here on the bottom. They kind of remind me of like a Sith from Star Wars or something, maybe based on the picture, but we'll just put them down there. With regular tiefling, excuse me, we'll put them in B tier also. Same reason as a Dragonborn. They deal with the whole your kind's not welcome here all the fucking time. So you can have fun playing one, but you also have a downside to it too. So we'll put him in B tier also. Furbolg, I really want to put up a little bit, but I'm going to put him in C tier because there's so many of them showing up. And like since Critical Role with Pumat Soul and everything, everybody wants to play Furbolg. So they're kind of getting overdone right now, I think. They could be very fun as a druid and things like that, but just because of how overdone I've seen them right now, they're kind of knocked down on my list. Keep in mind, this is just opinion and how likely I am really to play these races and how much fun I have with them. So I'm kind of Furbolged out, so we're going to put him down here in C tier. Genasi, they're cool, but I'm going to put them in C tier because I don't have a lot of experience with them. I've never seen anyone really want to play one. It might be something that I should look into and try. Actually, I kind of need to make a new character for tonight because the one I'm currently playing has gotten on my nerves as well as the rest of the group already, and he hasn't even been around for a full session. Kenku Bard, but we'll get there when we get down to Kenku. But just because I've never really seen much of them, we're going to put them in here in C tier. Gith, I like the lore behind them, but I'm going to put them in D tier too, just because the whole like space and like the lore behind them is cool, but it doesn't really fit into most campaigns. So you'd really have to plan ahead with the DM to play a Gith like effectively. So I just put them in D tier because it's a little challenging and doesn't really fit the group I usually play in and things like that. Gnome, B tier too. It's just kind of average, middle of the road. I mean, I've never seen anybody being like, man, Gnome is the funnest class ever. But I've never heard anybody not like to bash on a Gnome. So I'll kind of put it in B tier. Same kind of, it's just middle of the road. Goblin, again, D tier with Bugbear because of the drawbacks. Actually, let's bump it up to C because I've played a Goblin and it's very fun to play, especially if you're like with the group trying to work that in. It can be very, very fun. So I'd really like to put it up a little higher, but because of so many drawbacks, I'm going to keep it down here in C tier. Goliath, I'd probably put A tier. You play it as a Barbarian, which should dock it points because that's really the only thing I ever see anybody play Goliath as is a Barbarian. But they're so damn good as a Barbarian that they're going in A tier. Fight me. Half-Orc, S tier, simply because my favorite character I've ever played was a Half-Orc Barbarian. And Boar will live on forever. He's an awesome fucking character that I loved playing. Had a lot of fun playing, so S tier, fight me. Halfling, A tier, Halfling Luck is broken, and that's that. Hobgoblin, D tier, same reason as Bugbear. It's got drawbacks as far as I know. Playing most monstrous races seems to have big drawbacks. I don't know what that one is. Kalishtar? I don't know what that one is, so we're just going to put it down here in no experience. Kenku is going in E tier because it's more of a pain in the ass to try to write down things that people have said to be able to refer to them later since they can't speak on their own than it's worth for the comedic effect. It'll be fun for about 30 minutes, and then you're going to hate the character for the most part. So I don't really recommend playing a Kenku. Just my thought. I thought Kenku Bard would be hilarious. I'll just play songs off my phone. These are what he's heard, but it's already hit its limit of fun. Kobold. Oh man, apologize again. Kobold, I'm gonna put in C tier. Kind of the same reason. I just played a Kobold. He died out. That's how the Kenku came. I was playing a Kobold who thought he was a dragon. He just hadn't matured enough, and I was having so much fun with this character. And I pushed the DM a little too hard because he had an NPC that was, you'll never be a dragon, you know, all this, like, trying to talk sense into the Kobold, but I pushed it a little too far and got him killed for trying to attack the guy. He was not backing down from his beliefs, so he died for what he believed in, but I could have kept that character around longer and enjoyed the ride a little better. Lizard Folk, I'm going to put D tier. I've only played with one player who played a Lizard Folk, and it was average. I don't have a ton of experience with them, but it's also kind of I feel like Lizard Folk's kind of like a scuffed Dragonborn maybe, but again, I don't know a ton about them. I have no idea about the elephant people. I've heard people are having fun playing them, but I have not looked into them whatsoever, so they're going down here. Minotaur, it's just kind of something that we've not played with at our table. So again, at the bottom, Orc, I kind of count with half Orc, but again, it's more of the monstrosity race, so it's going down, yeah, D tier, just because, again, you've got the drawbacks of playing the evil characters, and you can play half Orc and be fine. Shifter, I don't know what this is, but I'm going to assume it's kind of like a spin-off of Changeling, so we're just going to, no experience with it. Simic Hybrid, I don't know what these are. I feel like a bunch of these are from the Magic the Gathering book that they added, because I have no clue what some of this is. Stuff I need to look into, apparently. Tabaxi, E tier, because I don't like Furies. I'm just kidding. Tabaxi I'd probably put in B tier, because they do seem to make really, really good rogues, and it looks like you can have a lot of fun with them. And the customization of them is pretty good, but don't ban me. I was joking, furries. I don't hate you completely. Sometimes you're cringe, very cringe. Turtle, again, furries are cringe. But Turtle, I'd put B tier, I guess, too. Kind of the same reasons. They seem really fun, but if you get the player that thinks that they can stack, you know, the unarmored defense with the turtle defense and have this, like, massive fucking, like, 30 AC at level 1 as a monk turtle, it can lead to some fighting within the group, because that's not how that works, and you have to explain it to them, but just because of the confusion that can be caused with how they work, I keep them a little lower, but otherwise I love Turtle. I had them in one of my campaigns. Players drove right fucking past it after I planned it all out, but I enjoy the Turtles. They seem to be fun. Triton, I kind of have a soft spot for Triton because I really like underwater combat and stuff, but I don't see them played that much, so I'm going to put them down here in C tier just because they're not that common. And I'm sure there's probably some drawbacks with the water and stuff, but they seem very, very cool and something that I like the aesthetic of and the whole underwater city and civilization stuff. But I'm going to put them in C tier just for those reasons. Again, I have no idea what that one is. I'm going to assume most of these. I know Minotaur's not. It's just I've never played a Minotaur. I know about Minotaur. But the rest of them, I'm going to guess have something to do with the Magic the Gathering stuff. Warforged, I'm going to put in B tier. I don't have a ton of experience with them, but I know a lot of people want to play them as druids just for dino bots and things like that, like for Transformers. And that's hilarious and good fun, and fun is king in Dungeons & Dragons, and so it's going in B tier. The Yuan-Ti Pureblood, I'm going to put in D tier also, just because, again, it's another monstrous race. You got the drawback somewhat of them. They seem really cool to snake people, etc., but again, it's kind of something like the Gith situation where you kind of got to work it into the campaign to kind of make it for it to make sense while you're there and stuff like that. And it just kind of depends on the campaign on where it would actually play. So, in general, this is kind of my rankings. I'm sure it'll change tomorrow if I were to redo it. It's just kind of how it is at the moment. I do love human and half orc. Half elf I've just seen is broken from what I've heard. If I specifically pulled out like Hill Dwarf Cleric, that would be like SS tier, because holy shit, that's broken. But that's just kind of where I put them, just based on looking at this guy's list and throwing them up there. So I obviously have some research to do on all these ones here to find out more, and maybe we'll update the video with putting them in after I do a little more research with them. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notified when we upload a new video. I promise I'm trying to make it more on a schedule and regular and keep it coming, but I'm not doing the greatest at that. But I'm trying. You can check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/CritHappensYT. We just got our sub button, and I appreciate if you guys came over and checked out the stream. We play some games. You can check out the VODs of those games and those those Let's Plays on the Crit Plays channel that's linked on the sidebar of the channel homepage. Other than that, thanks for watching, guys, and remember, crit happens, you freaking troglodytes.